Hey, Danny. Hey, Robin. Hey, Rebecca. Hey, Jeannie. Hey, Tabby. Good to see y'all. I'm about to drop my link right quick. I want to just talk about something. Y'all give me a second. Y'all know how I do. And anybody can come up if they want. They can hit the link. They can come up. Hey, V. V, there is no way I can skip you. You're my mod. Stop it. I'm waiting on Open. I'm waiting on Shelly to come in, which I don't see them. Hey, Blessed Beyond Measures. Hey, Shell, sis. Okay, now I see you. If you want to hit the link, you can. I want to talk about accountability. I was going to hold this live off. Hey, Terry Dow. Terry, oh, there you go. They got my copyright disclaimer. Thank you. I appreciate you. Y'all give me 1 second. Hey, sis.
Hey sis. Hey chat. How y'all doing? I can't see the chat right now. How you doing, sis?
I'm all right. I guess I am. I just
Oh,
got
what's
the
going
shower, about to do my hair. I got to work tonight.
Okay. Okay.
So I'm not going to be up here long.
Oh, all right.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm not
like,
going to be up here
okay.
long.
Oh, I said, let me
Hey,
see what's up.
Humble. Hey, Tennessee girl.
Let's see.
Hey, Ramona G.
Hey, everybody
Hey,
coming in.
Ronita. Hey, everybody coming in. I ain't
Hey.
gonna be up here long at all. This is gonna be a very short live.
Go ahead, sis.
I just want to talk about accountability. I want to talk about accountability on my part on some things. If a person takes accountability for the things they have done in the past, and you thinking that the person has forgave you or whatever the case may be, and they still bring up the past, even though you took accountability for it, does that person really forgive you? Can you hear me, Shells?
Oh yes, I can hear you, baby. Powerful.
Hey,
Um,
hey, Cherry. Hey,
it all
Bullseye. I'm
it all
sorry.
depends. That's okay. It all depends on the circumstances. I'ma say. You know what I mean? That's not always the
Right,
case, but you know what I mean? It all depends on the
right.
circumstance and
Well, like
situation.
for instance, I'm not perfect. I'm not perfect. I'm far from perfect. I have made mistakes in my lifetime. I made mistakes in the past, but I apologize for it. And say, for instance, I got, what I'm saying. Let me just go lay it. I'm gonna just go ahead and lay it out on the floor while we're here. You know what I'm saying? My thing is this: I took accountability for something, and in return, I felt like I was betrayed. But the person said it was all your fault. It was all your fault. So now it's like, well, you did this. You did this. So now this happened and it's all your fault. So I need to know, like personally, like if that is to me, like I feel like maybe it was it a get back or was it, because I don't know. I just feel like to me personally, if I forgive somebody for something and they after they took accountability or whatever the case may be, I let it go. I move on. I don't try to hurt nobody in the process. I don't try to step out and do things to hurt people. Either hey Stokes, hey open book sis. Uh, I guess it just all depends on the situation. Like far as relationship wise go. Say for instance, y'all have problems in a say for instance, somebody had a financial problem. Say if I had a financial problem and my mate helped me with my financial problem, right? But I was still having financial problems and me and my mate was still arguing. Okay. And say for instance, my mate met somebody on the job. All right.
Mm-hmm.
My mate said to me, well, I've been crying out for you for a year, or whatever the case may be. And now this woman shows me attention. I didn't never lack attention. We were just the fact that, okay, let's say that we was constantly still arguing, whatever the case may be. And they met this person on their job and they got close with the person, okay? But my mate, say for instance, wanted to still be in a relationship with me, but end up catching so-called feelings for the person on their job. And therefore, say for instance, I'm like, okay, let go of this person. If you really want this relationship, let go of this person. Okay. Well, they say, well, you don't made this mistake here, even though you took accountability here, but you caused this. We argued for a year straight or whatever the case may be, but you caused this. I met this person. You told the person, I told the person that we're in a relationship or whatever, but I was in my vulnerable moment or whatever.
Right.
Me, okay, I'm still willing to work on a relationship, say just in case. So I asked this person, well, can you stop being around this person? Okay, I'm about to send you a link. I'm about to drop you the link, honey. And thank you for coming in. Welcome everybody. Hold on a second.
Hello to everybody while she's taking the intermission. Hello, everybody. Thanks for joining and thanks for all the support. Greatly appreciated.
Did I drop the link? Shell, can you see it?
Um,
Hold on.
I see it, babe.
Okay.
All right.
You're not late. I'm talking about accountability in relationships, friendships, anything like that. I'm talking about things like that of that sort. But I did drop the link.
Yeah. Yeah, it's dropped. We just gonna wait for Opus Sis to get up here, y'all. Hi, Amelia. Welcome in.
Hey, Amelia.
Lolo Tabby said, can you repeat the question?
Okay. Say for instance, if a person was in a relationship, the person was arguing for a year.
Sis backstage. Sis backstage. Sorry, sis.
She is backstage. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead. Hey, Upper. Welcome
Hey,
in,
sis.
love. Hey, Rebecca Boo. Welcome in, love. Welcome in, everybody. Thanks for the support. Thank you. Thank
Open,
you.
are you here?
Yes, hello. Hey, Shelly. Hey, Shay.
Hey.
Hey,
Hey.
sis.
I was trying to get the kids some stuff to eat, so I'm multitasking, and I'm trying to
Okay.
catch
Hey,
up because I feel
Upper.
like I was late.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Yeah, baby. I need some context. I need some filling in. Give me the cliff notes. What's going on?
Mhm.
I'm talking about accountability and when you should let a relationship go, or when if you should stay and work on a relationship. I threw out a scenario. Say for instance that if I was in a relationship and I argued with my mate for a year off and on because I was going through financial problems and my mate was helping me, right? But we were still arguing about other stuff, okay? And say for instance that your mate get on this job, your mate start talking to this person and find out this person is cool, okay? So your mate said, well, in my vulnerable moment, I gave her my number when she asked me for it, okay? And you said, well, why would you do that? I had my vulnerable moments. I ain't give out my number, you know? And so your mate hide things from you, like, hey, she been touching on me, she been doing all this stuff, but your mate finally comes clean about it, right? And you say, well, you crying out to your mate. Now you crying out to your mate. Listen, worry about us, what happened to us, why we can't get back on us. But your mate constantly tells you, you did this. We was arguing. I've been trying to reach out to you for a year or whatever. And this woman just happened to come on in. Okay. So you're willing to try to work it out with your mate. Okay. You're willing to still try to work it out with your mate. Like, okay, listen, we can get through this. You know, the person only came into the picture is the person only been in the picture maybe 2-3 months. Let's say, for instance, but your mate end up talking to this woman constantly, talking to this woman constantly, texting this woman constantly, sending this woman on her job constantly, and you still reaching out to your crying out to your mate, why do this? Let's work on this, whatever the case may be. When is there a point where you say, well, you talk to your mate and you tell your mate, well, you want your relationship, they want the relationship, but by this person already wiggling in, that came into the picture, they seem that you are vulnerable and that you are in a relationship, right? They do everything in
Yes.
their power to try to, insert themselves, and your mate let it happen. Let's say this, your late minute, because to me, you're letting it happen. You know, my thing is this: you can stop something if you really want to stop something. You know, if your relationship is important, as much as you say your relationship is important, then why would it be so hard to stop something you know that probably ain't gonna go nowhere, and you know you really don't truly want? So my question is, what do you do? Because in the end of the day, you are being blamed for, hey, even though you took accountability for the arguing and all the stuff we've been through, or whatever the case may be, it's a little now it's a little too late because this person don't came into the picture. And I developed some feelings, whatever the case may be, not feelings to the point I'm gonna go off and leave and be in a relationship with this person, but to the point I see this person on my job or whatever the case may be, we do what I do, but I know in my heart of hearts, I still love you and I want to be with you. Is that really love or what is that? So I'm kind of confused. So I'm just throwing out different scenarios. It could be within friendships as well. Different type of people taking accountability. And if you think somebody forgive you and they don't, I look at that like a type of betrayal thing, like a type of a punishment, or you trying to hurt me. And I look at stuff like that. So I need to know, what is your opinion? And welcome everybody that's came in.
Well, my thing is, even whether I'll speak on it from a relationship standpoint. A lot of times, like with the cheating and things like that, and y'all, when I tell y'all, I don't know what's going on, and I'm totally speaking from a general perspective. So I'm just as like
Right,
out of the loop as everyone else. Okay, but I was just saying that if any type of cheating scenario comes into place, um, it doesn't always start with, oh, let's go to the bedroom. Okay, it's
right,
gradual, it's emotional attachment through conversation. A lot of people have these workplace husbands and wives.
right,
Okay, And so they go to work every day talking to them, telling them their business because they feel like this is a place to vent. It's just my little person that I work with. So I'm going to vent. And so that other person can then see it as an opening. Okay. They then start to say,
Right.
oh, okay. So they having issues in this area. Okay. So let me work on that area with this person. So it looks like you are missing out on something. It starts feeling like, okay, this person is feeling that void that I'm feeling with the person I'm with. So they tend to start shifting their attention and things to that area, okay, with that person. Whereas if you have someone that you really care for, if you're feeling some type of way, why not have that conversation with them? Because letting someone else in only complicates the situation, because now you let someone else in on what we're going through, and this was only intended for us to know about and us to go through. Because if you start
Right.
to touch and feel, you've gone past the emotional part, now we're in the physical part, and that could lead
Right.
to other stuff.
All right.
Right.
I'll be right back. I'm gonna go check on my food.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, Tabby said people tends to think because they've been with someone for a long time that it's love, but it be the history that's keeping them together. Do y'all agree with that?
I agree. I agree
You
because you
agree?
have couples that's together that's not even on the same vibe anymore, but they're
Right.
still staying together just
Right.
because. So yes, I agree with that.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
And
Tabby
I
says
wouldn't.
no one is perfect. Things happen, but if that may keep allowing that person to do those things, then then hey, it might be time to walk away.
Right.
And I can agree
Yeah.
on that. Because why
Right.
would you want to keep hurting your mate? Why you want to keep hurting your mate? Because you can't make a decision or you can't decide. Even though you holler you want your relationship,
Hmm.
you holler you want your relationship, but you're not showing the things to show that you're willing to let this person go.
Right. And that goes back to the being friends first, knowing who's around you, knowing who you talking to, as a partner too. You got to get to know who you really dealing with these days, so that you can know that you're dealing with the right spirit, the right energy, that's around you. Um, so you'll know who you can trust, because it's all start with trusting. It wouldn't, the
Right,
scenarios wouldn't happen if y'all trusted each other. So
right,
it keeps them back to that. You know what I mean? Everybody can't get your
right,
energy and space and time.
right. And what say for instance, if this person is more like, okay, keep blaming you, saying it's your fault, it's your fault, it's your fault. This is why we got here, it's your fault. But they still holler, yeah, I still want our relationship. I want us to work on our relationship. You know, um, can a relationship be if you really truly put your mind and your heart to it, can the relationship be salvaged? Can you actually, if you put your mind to it, can you
It
actually work on a
what can
relationship
work
and the
out
relationship go back? Huh?
to what and go back to what normal.
Right.
I, well, I'm gonna say once
From your standpoint, what you think from your standpoint?
from my standpoint, some things that happen in a relationship, some things can't go back to normal. You might get
Right.
back with that person, on the strength of, like Tabby said, love and everything like that. But I don't think it would ever be the same unless you both get help and counseling, and you know what I mean, work on the things that y'all lack at together. And put it out on the table, which y'all like at together. And it all just stems back from trusting this person. You have to trust the person that you
Right.
with.
You have to
You
trust the
know what I
person.
mean?
Right.
You have to. And if I don't trust you, then it ain't gonna go no further than that. I'm not gonna believe nothing you're saying. I'm not gonna. It's just not gonna go further. So yeah, that's what I say.
Okay. And
Gotcha.
Tabby said, to be honest, sometimes you outgrow someone and it's okay. That's true. And it is okay.
Right. And when that happens, I believe people stay together because they doing it for the other people. They worry about what
Right.
other people are going to say and what other people going to do if they break up, and they,
Right.
and they're just being roommates, but they was married and they're not acting like it, but they know what's going on. But the outside, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, they just doing it, because I guess they care what other people think because I wouldn't live my life like that. If it's over, it's over. You know what I mean? I'm
Right.
not gonna let you mishandle me not one time because it's over. I'm not gonna stick around and keep sticking around. That's just me. You know, um, People go through things differently, but I'm not just the one to stick around for nothing. Disrespect,
Right.
you know, if I can't trust you, stuff like that. So yeah, that's a big part
Right.
in a relationship.
Because you have to have trust. You have to have trust in a relationship. That's very
Yeah.
important. It's very
Hmm.
important. You want to be able to trust your mate to do what they say they're going to do, you know,
Yes.
and to be able to say, hey, I'm willing and I'm able and I want to, and show that they really truly want to work things out with you. They
Right.
can't just say, I want to do this and then show other signs that they're not willing to put that work into it. You have to really put that work into it. It goes with relationship, it goes with marriages, it goes with friendships. It go with
Yeah.
all type of stuff. It go with all type of
And
situationships and stuff.
and when a young
You know,
lady or and when a young lady or a gentleman, when they see these things happening, they need to take action. You know what I mean? Right then
right,
and there. Because
right. Not
letting it
wait,
linger
not
out is
wait, not prolong it. Exactly, because
yeah,
that's what things become very, very.
yeah,
It becomes
yeah,
dangerous. It becomes
yeah.
dangerous. Hey, Miss Lysandra, welcome in.
Hey everybody coming in, how you doing? I can't see the chat, but how you
Okay,
doing?
that one
Thanks for all the
says it
support.
depends on the individual's mindset and if they are on the same page. Right.
Right, right,
So
because
I
you
can say
could
I
be done
want this
good.
relationship and I want it to work all I want. Say for instance, I have my vulnerability moments, but guess what? There's nobody that can sway me to go out here or to step outside my relationship or talk to somebody because I'm in my vulnerable moment because of my person making me feel this type of way. If anything, I'm going to do things the right way. I'm not going to be the one out here, because to me, it's like a rebound. You know what I'm saying? I'm not over this
Yeah,
person. I'm not healed with this person. I'm still in love with this person. So if I'm going to let go of the relationship. I'm going to heal. Then eventually down
right,
the road, I might meet somebody. Then if I don't meet somebody, then I don't. It's about doing things the right way.
right. So I'm gonna say like like I said, your if both of your if that's your vulnerability is you doing it the right way, and their vulnerability is going out to get some attention from other people, then that's not on the same level. It's like
Right,
one of you are mentally grown, and one is still stuck. So y'all have to be
right,
on the right level to even make it work. And like I said, it starts with trust and not being manipulated into thinking that well, since you did this, I'm gonna do this. And no no
right. It
no,
shouldn't
you
be
either
like
gonna
a
act
tick for
right or
tack
you're
thing. That's
gone.
me. Right,
No.
that's the type of person. I'm not a tick for tack thing. That back in my day, I used to be a tick for tack person. If
Okay.
this was happening to me now, back then, I would have been out. I would have been out. I
Right,
would have been checked out emotionally, mentally. I would have been checked out. Okay, hold on one second.
right. Okay.
Head to work, Lord.
It's
But listen, okay, Amelia, have a good night at work. Thank you for coming, boo.
good night, Amelia.
So with me, it's about doing things the right way. You claim you love somebody, you in love with somebody, then you have to show it. You know what I'm saying? But if you're not,
Mhm.
if you're not, because say it's the
If the
person said, "Well,
action,
I stayed with you through your stuff," but I'm like, "Well, my stuff didn't involve another person."
right. So that's the
You get what I'm
manipulation
saying?
part.
I didn't bring
That's the
nobody in.
manipulation part. Right, right.
You know what
That's
I'm
the
saying? Like
manipulation
my
part.
okay, and
Don't
so
let
that's why I'm like, well, hey, Payment Pool, welcome in, honey. we talking about two different scenarios here. You get what I'm saying? I can see if I brought
Right,
somebody in and then you brought
right,
somebody in, but that wasn't the
uh-huh,
case. You see what I'm
right,
saying?
right. But
Yep.
they trying to make theirs, they trying to make what they did, they did what they did worse than you, but trying to make yours like theirs, and it's not the same
Yeah,
scenario.
like
It's
mine,
not
like
the same
mine is
case.
like on the same level. Okay, we're on the same
Right,
level. You know what I'm saying?
right.
But we
Hmm.
no, in my things is like we're not on the same level because you don't
Right,
got nobody that I'm hugging up on, loving up on, booing on,
right,
texting, uh, uh, reaching out to, uh,
right,
things like that, flirting with on jobs, off jobs. I don't have none of that
right,
stuff going on because I'm at the mindset of why would I need to do that if I say I'm
right.
in love with this person and I want to work on this relationship? Why would I need to do that?
Right, and if the person is doing that, then I don't think they never want to be committed. And if the person that's letting them do it, keep letting them do it, and know they're doing it, and not showing no actions with their, what they saying, then that I think that would be their fault because I will walk away. I'm not going to just sit there and every time you just using my vulnerability against me, and then you saying, but you using yours in another way and thinking it's the same. It's not. So nah, they would have to get gone. I'm sorry. And if you're not
Because
changing, and
it's
I gave
about
you
definitely
time to
having that
change,
trust. Good God,
yeah,
sometimes. And people think the grass is greener on the other side. Sometimes a person
they,
has to
they
see
do,
that
yeah,
grass is not
yeah,
always greener
yeah, yeah, and
on the
that's
other
and
side.
they,
Just because they came in during your vulnerability moment and they're telling you all the
mm-hmm,
things you want to hear,
yeah,
and they sweet
yeah,
to you in them text messages, and they sweet to you on this back end on your job, doesn't make like they are everything in real. You get what I'm saying? When it
right,
comes to being in relationship with them, when you figure
right,
like, okay, well, maybe I could try to go over here and see how this works over here. But when you know in
right.
all in heart and heart, you have a good woman that's
Mm-hmm.
there. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
and that's something that
So
we can't even control that. You know what I mean? When they want to jump over the other
right,
side and get what they get, it's our choice either if we're gonna take them back when they jump back over on our side, and
Right.
that's where our strongness and ability come into our self love, our self worth. That's when all that comes into play when they jump back over that side. Just remember what they did to us when they jumped over, cause ain't no jumping back over my side. So
I know.
that's how
exactly.
I
Once
look.
I'm gone, I'm gone. There's no jumping
Yeah,
back over here, baby. That
I
ship
mean, you
don't
can,
sail.
yeah,
Especially I don't
it's
cry over you and I try to work out the relationship with you.
yeah,
And I'm like, please let this person go. This is us. We can do this. And they still like, well, it's your fault. It's your fault that we got here. I'm trying. But you're still not showing you're not putting in the hard work to try,
right,
to make it
right,
seem, make me look like, say, okay, you know what, baby? You know what? You actually is trying. You know what I'm saying? That's, yeah, and stop with the
girl,
messages and stop with the,
right,
you know what I'm saying? Like, oh well, there's other places. Like I said, if you grown and you see this person on your job, it's not that hard to do if you really want to make it work. There's other avenues. You ain't got to talk to that person on their job. Yeah, they may been there for you on your through your vulnerable moments or whatever the case may be. But if you really want your relationship, you're gonna do anything and everything to make sure none of this stuff ever happens again. You're definitely going to disconnect and you're definitely going to walk away. You know,
hmm, or this person gonna keep on having vulnerable moments, so they can keep on going out and
Right.
saying, "Oh, I had a vulnerable moment." Man, get out of here. Listen, ain't no,
And I feel like
yeah,
you have to choose you, like if that's what you want, I'm not going to be a part of anything like that. If I've
right,
explained to you that that makes me uncomfortable and you continue to choose to do that, then you're making a choice at that moment. It's not like, oh,
right? You're
I'm
definitely
trying.
making a choice. You're not right. Exactly.
You're not trying. No, you're choosing. Okay. So because you're
Right.
choosing, I'm not gonna be the one up in there because your heart is invested. And yes, like you were saying, I agree. That's two different things. When you're going through life and struggles and things like that, and you have somebody rocking with you, being there for you, yeah, you thank them, you appreciate it, but then they're going through. That's not a going through. That's a almost cheating situation scenario. That's like comparing apples to oranges, in my opinion.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
So
Right. And that's
some
why I look at, you can't say that we're on the same level because
right.
okay, we're still arguing, and but we can't figure out why we're arguing, okay? But
Hmm.
you know, yeah, I'm still vulnerable though. I have my vulnerable moments. Anybody have their vulnerable moments, but does that mean it's right for me to bring somebody in? Does it mean it's right to say, hey, it's your fault that I'm having these vulnerable moments and this is what happened? That is why this person came into the picture. Is that right? It doesn't make it right.
no,
Right.
no,
And Tabby brought up a good point too, where she said sometimes people use their situation to do what they've been wanting to do.
right.
Ooh,
Like I was saying,
that's
you
good.
know, they want to keep on having these vulnerable moments so they can keep on getting away with doing
Yep.
what they getting away with doing. It's just how
Hi,
long and
Alexis.
hard is the young lady gonna take it? You know what I mean? And if
Right.
they keep getting away with it, then they're gonna keep on saying and using the same thing, manipulating. Vulnerable moment. I had a vulnerable moment. I had a vulnerable moment. Ain't nobody gonna try to keep. Ain't nobody. As a woman, I'm not gonna keep be with nobody that's gonna keep saying I had a vulnerable moment. I had to go ahead and talk to her at my job real quick. Nah, it's not going like that. How you doing,
Right.
Alexis?
And if the girl
Welcome to
sing, and the
love.
girl, and say if the girl sing you having that vulnerable, she having, so see the, it's say for instance the girl is living at home, she's at home, she has a whole boy, she has the baby daddy, she got kids or whatever the case may be. Then she said she's single, and and she telling this person, well, yeah, me and my baby daddy still live together, but we don't do anything or whatever the case may be,
Oh,
and
Lord.
like she had the whole
That don't
situation
even sound
herself.
right.
Right.
God,
Okay, I'm
Yeah, she had
Lord.
the
sorry.
whole
It just
situation
sounds silly.
herself. Like, what are you doing? Like,
I'm telling you, Tabby,
what is
it's
this?
crazy.
What are you doing?
Oh my
A
God.
You
whole
know,
mess. A whole mess. Nope. Just
yeah.
I just
And
That
she
is
tell the person, she tell the person, oh, well, me and him ain't doing nothing. We don't have no, come on, this is your whole baby daddy.
yeah.
right. Right. You shouldn't even be
Yeah,
talking about nothing with nobody anyway. What you doing?
Right. Uh-huh.
Nasty.
They both set
exactly.
us up.
Nasty.
But she said
Just
this
nasty.
she said they single. Oh, well, me and him single, but we still living together. Come on, now, make it make sense.
That's complicated too. You know what? I just think it's they both need some. They both looking for something just to do. Like some people they be in this situation. Like, oh, I'm bored with this. Let me just do this little thing because it's interesting up until you get
Okay,
what you
but
want. It's a
when you
seduction.
get court and you in a relationship, now what? The problems. There you go.
I know, but people don't think about that. It's like
They
to them,
don't.
okay, you know that part where it's like a guy that you're interested in, or a man that a man or a woman that somebody's interested in, and you're trying to get them. It's about like the whole excitement of something new, the seduction, the foreplay, the work.
Right,
Like it's enticing, right? Until you
Right.
get
right,
it, and then all of that is gone. Then you fall into guilt. You upset at yourself. You done messed up your relationship. You done, your baby daddy, he found out. Now he trying to get at you, take the kids. Like you don't think about the consequences of your actions in those moments. You only see that fine man across or that woman. She looking
right.
good. We've been talking and sharing our
Yeah,
secrets.
she flirting with you on the job. She
Yeah.
want to show her thighs,
Right.
her breasts, her
Uh-huh.
down, pull down
And that's
pants
how
and
she getting
stuff.
her attention. You know, that's how she getting
Uh-huh.
her attention at work. You know what I'm
Uh-huh.
saying?
Yeah. So, and my thing is this: I'm like, well, if she's willing to do all this means this is not her first rodeo. So, if she do it to you and you're in a relationship, what you think she gonna do if you left that person and you got with her?
I don't
Uh,
know.
you got them
You know, you
skeezers.
know,
Got them skeezers out there.
like yeah, for real. That's me. Like to me, you might as well go ahead and date a stripper. If you want something like that and you find that's attractive and you think that's classy, then go for it. Be all means, you know what I'm saying? All means, just go for it. Go for
I love
what
you
you
more,
know. So, like,
Amelia. I'm sorry, sis.
hey,
What you
Miss
got?
Girl.
I love you more. Um, yes. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in.
Hi, Saj
But
in the building.
yes, We just want to be strong black women, stand our ground, take accountability, and if it ain't for us, it ain't for us. You know,
Right,
yeah, we tired of like we tired of taking the short end of the stick. You know what I mean? We
Yeah.
already done went the route where as though mm, we don't need a man. We are our own bosses. You know what I'm saying?
right.
Um, but we do. I'm saying I'm not. I'm speaking for everybody because yeah, I need a man. Not need, but you know what I'm saying. Not in that
Oh yeah.
aspect, but I'm just
Some
saying.
people.
You know how
Yeah.
women become their own bosses. Like we took over. Like we started doing our own thing. We came up. You know what I mean? So different era. So I'm just saying, like we got it, and we can't forget that we are the prize. You know what I'm saying? We cannot never forget that. Don't ever forget that we are the prize to anybody that wants us. Just like the gentleman, it goes the same way. They are the prize too. You
Yeah.
know,
You
and
got
it
to know
goes
your
both ways.
Right.
You
It
know what I
goes both
mean?
ways.
It
Right,
does.
right,
You
right.
would want to treat your man with the same respect that you would want him to treat you. So I'm just saying
Exactly.
that aspect. You know what I mean? So, but ladies, we are the prize, and we usually be the ones that give in. There's a lot of young ladies that give in. They stand up for so much. They take so much. It's hard out here to get out, and they don't have many people to talk to around them. They don't feel safe. Family members is not keeping them safe. It's just a lot going on. So we need us women, and being that we're getting older, we need to really educate and really stay grounded within ourselves so that we can stay up and you know with the Joneses and know what's going on, and around us, and so we won't be fooled. You know what I mean? And we could be all loved properly. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, it starts with trust. Trust your mate. I trust you. You trust me. But you have to show me your trust. Show me your trust.
Right,
You
right,
know.
right.
And I think
Especially if
to
you two
me,
willing to,
Go
huh?
ahead. Oh,
No, go ahead, Lo.
especially if you two are willing to work on it. I don't know. I'm just out here throwing out, um, different scenarios and stuff of things that can happen in a relationship. Like I said, it can pertain to friendships. It can pertain to any type of situationship.
right,
Right. Right.
You
right.
know,
Mhm.
but
Friendships.
like I said,
It
it's
don't matter.
about trust
Family.
and everything.
And you have to have trust because I mean that sets the foundation for a relationship or a friendship. Like
Right,
I know it's been times. It's probably been maybe one or two times where I've dated someone and some cheating was there. Now, that's in a dating situation, for sure. Now I'm praying that never, ever, ever happens in a marriage. Okay, because like I said, I don't put nothing past nobody when we are all human flesh. Okay,
Right.
not to say that I'm speaking anything like that, but I'm saying handling cheating in a dating relationship and in a marriage are kind of two different things. Especially, that'll be going too deep. But anyway, so I went through that with a guy, and to me, that was like an instant no for me. Like, because I already know me. I'm going to rehearse that in my mind. I'm not going to look at you the same way. I'm going to be one to know, well, where did y'all go? Why? Questioning myself because one guy, to be honest, and this is like something I think I even talked about in my book. We were living together, right? And so, as a Christian, I tried to kind of suppress that, but we would go to church together from time to time, and I would start having conversations with him after church about us potentially getting married because I didn't want to continue to live like that. We were doing a do and all of that, right? And so I think it started weighing on him. My family, when we would go and visit my family, they were even kind of pushing for it. His family would say little stuff. And I think the pressure got to him. And so one day I was out of town and he was there. And so one of my homegirls, now we've been friends for years. At that time, it had been like about 15 years or so. And so she told me that she saw him at a Walmart with someone. And so I was like, huh? In my mind, I'm like thinking, huh? And so it almost, and to be honest, I never thought she would have a reason to lie to me. But when I went to him and I brought it up to him, he made it sound so good until I almost let it just slide. But it was always something in the back of my mind to watch him from that point on. And so it was little stuff that he would do, coming home late. One time we were on the phone and the phone hung up. He came a whole day later. Okay, talking about his he had gone to jail. I said, gone to jail for what? And I had called his mom and everything because I was worried. And so when this is what's so funny, his own mama is the
I bet
one
you're lying.
that something happened. His mama say, "Oh, he wanted to pull some of his daddy it." I said,
Mm-hmm.
wait a second, because the daddy and the mama had gotten a divorce because he was cheating. And so she was pretty much giving me a heads up that he probably ain't go to no jail. He was probably out cheating. And
That's a
so
typical lie.
yes, I was
Mhm.
like, oh my gosh. So something else happened. And I told him, because then one night he said, I'm going to go to my brother's house. And I said, look, if you don't come home tonight, this is it. And I guess he thought I was playing because the apartment that we lived in was mine. Okay. And so I had my homegirl on the phone. You get that homegirl that's rotted out, like, yo, girl, because that nigga ain't done it, going off on the phone. I started packing his stuff, putting it all up into trash bags. Baby, he thought that I was playing. That next morning he came. I said, can you please leave my key on the fireplace? You can go on and get your stuff, because what I'm not about to do is sit here while you think I'm playing. You going in and out. I don't know where you are. And then I'm hearing that you have been with somebody while I was out of town. I'm trying to give you the benefit of the doubt. And then here you come, staying gone, all of this and stuff. And I think he thought I was playing. But you know what? I just cannot do that. We have to value ourselves more than these relationships and just wanting to be with somebody. Just like God will send that one, he'll send somebody else, okay, that will truly, truly care. And so that can be, just it just in
Ah,
regards to it, the same thing there. Because look, some stuff you just don't play with. And your trust and playing around in other people's beds and things like that. Like life is short and bringing homes to all of that. So it's like you got to value yourself and what you're going to put up with from people. And that's in a relationship or a friendship, because it shouldn't be that hard. Okay, if you really love somebody, why we got to keep trying to figure it out, question it, wonder what is this about? We can't communicate, all of that. No, it shouldn't be that hard. Yeah, it's going to be sometimes where you have to talk and get over some obstacles in a friendship or a relationship. But if I'm always, most of our conversation is arguing, or we trying to figure something out, or I'm questioning something, then we got to question this relationship, if anything. That would be my take on
Right.
it. Because baby,
Right.
you're not gonna do that every day.
I know that's right.
Nope. It's too
sorry,
much.
y'all. I was sorry, y'all. I'm listening. I got swallowed, y'all.
Oh no.
Oh.
Don't leave us up on your pen. I'm like, I couldn't do that. It's just too much. And like one thing I've always said too, and I said this on your last slide. If someone, hold on, y'all, if someone has to bring up what they done for you, they were not doing it from a genuine heart. You shouldn't have to hear about, oh, I did this, I was here for you with this, I did this, I was doing this, I was. But then, what were you doing it for? To get the kudos now, the shout out now? Okay, so I love that I have friends that have been for me behind the scenes that you would never ever hear about what they've ever done for me, and I wouldn't put what I've done for them on blast because I did it as unto God, not as unto man. Okay, so if a person has to continue to come to you to make you feel guilty or to make you feel some type of way, that is a form of manipulation and trying to make you feel bad to get a response that they want, not necessarily what you want.
Right. Amen. Amen.
Well,
Great
thank
life.
y'all, sister, for
Great
coming
life.
in here and letting me know.
You going out, sissy?
I'm sorry, y'all. My niece was asking me a question. Y'all go ahead, talk.
Oh,
Hold on. Go ahead. Let me see what's going on
okay.
with her.
All right. Um, Well, hey, everybody that's in the building.
Yes. Let's see who we have. Who did we shout out?
Honey, hey,
Lady
Humble,
Love, Robin
Baby
Lotz is in
Love,
the building.
hey, Boo Love,
Hey,
hey,
Boo
Ted,
Love.
Miss Lisa, hey, Miss Lisa, V is in the building, hey, Michelle, hey,
He's
Miss
about
Cheryl,
to
hey, Miss
get
Kim,
us.
Boo. Right. Yeah, I'm going back up.
Hey, boo love.
Mhm. Tangela, hey, love.
Hey,
Everybody
lady
came
love.
through. Thanks for all the love. Thanks for all the love. Love.
Yes, it's a lot of
We
loves in here.
appreciate it.
Lady
Yeah.
Love, Boo Love.
Yeah. I'm gonna go live in a little bit, guys. It was I didn't even know what Sissy was going live
I
about, but I
know.
guess it could be
I
part
was
two because I'm on the marriage side over there, but this one was just on the friendship. I didn't even know what it was. We didn't even know, but it's okay because we can
right.
still do it on the marriage side,
Mm-hmm.
and want it still work. You know what I mean? Because
Right.
some people, well, we'll get into that over there, but some people still do stay together. You know what I mean? When they marry, but different scenarios for different people. But all in all, you still gotta have that trust. I can't do nothing without trust. I can't do nothing without
I like
trust.
what B said. The only time it's appropriate to give an MF a slight reminder of what you have done for them or how you were there for them is if they
Mm,
begin to act ungrateful or like you've never done anything for them before. Oh yeah,
yeah,
definitely. Yeah. Sometimes you do have to
definitely.
put something out there, but yeah, just to be running down the line of I did this, you were like this. I mean, obviously you didn't do it from your heart.
Right, right. That's what my grandma always told me. Yes, do it from the heart and never bring it back up. You know.
Well, ladies, I'm about to get ready for work. I gotta dry my hair and curl it
Okay.
Okay.
and everything. I
Great
appreciate
live,
everybody for
Sissy.
coming. I love
Great
y'all.
live.
Love
I
you
love you
too.
too. Love you,
And if there's
Chad.
anybody that I missed, I will say thank y'all for coming on in now. But I will be
Mm,
going live tomorrow, part two.
Uh
okay.
oh.
It's gonna
Okay.
be very interesting.
Okay.
Okay.
It's
We'll
gonna be
get these
very
vibes
interesting. So
rolling.
part two. So part two tomorrow, I'm gonna bring Saj up on the panel.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now
So
y'all got to have
this will,
a good like communicating, not Now this is where we got to
of course.
practice good
Okay.
communication skills.
Right.
We're not trying to be the get out, okay?
Mm-mm.
Yeah. But I plan on having a good night at work and
Okay.
everything, and so it's all good. I will get at y'all tomorrow. Thank y'all for coming, everybody, and y'all have a good night. Love y'all. Peace
All
and
right. Love
blessings.
y'all.
Okay.
All right.
All
Love you,
right. Love
sisters.
y'all.
Have a good night.